Hi, welcome for the second round of the houses. Now we're going to address the Artha houses. So these are the second, the sixth, and the 10th house in whole sign system. Comes from the ancient Vedic astrology. So the Artha houses. Everybody has houses again, 12. And everybody has the second and the sixth and the eighth house. Sorry, the 10th house. And if you have more than 2-3 planets there, you have there are 7 visible planets, and there are more planets, but the visible planets are not more important than the less visible planets, but they tend to materialize more in matter in our daily life than the invisible planets. And the invisible planets can also manifest in our lives, but another story about that. The visible planets are very more tangible in our daily life. It's maybe less esoteric or on a less on the subtle plane, but more on the very tangible reality in things we can touch that are manifested. So here we go. If we have a lot of planets there, I have on the visit 3. I have one in the one before the Dharma houses and 3 here. So these are the houses of responsibility. Responsibility. We're here then. If you have a lot of planets there, we are here to grow through our responsibilities of getting in touch with the material life, knowing how to deal with managing everything about the circumstances we're born in, the daily chores, making sure you have enough food to survive, and if you're living like me in the Western society, paying your invoices and your bills and your electricity, and make sure your fridge is working and there is some food in the fridge for your kids and all this kind of stuff. And it is worldly responsibilities that you carry in this life, and why some people seem more carefree and don't have to deal with these things, and some people really are struggling to conquer these issues of being sustainable in this life. Of course, it depends on the situation and your second, sixth, and 10th house are in how healthy or not healthy. I sometimes use these words that are sounding healthy, not healthy, high, low, good, bad, to talk and make things clear. But in the end, it's just words. Don't mean good or bad. I want to repeat myself over and over again that we are created maybe with a life or more challenges, and some have maybe appear to have more easy challenges, because everybody has challenges, but some really have way harder life than others. Sure. Losing my thoughts again. It is just that even as hard as some lives are, it is kind of perfect as it should be in the greater scheme. This is how my humble opinion at this moment in my life is. I don't want to upset anyone who's having a tremendous hard life and with things happening to them that are insanely harsh. But coming back, these houses are also the sixth. The sixth house is a quite difficult house with a lot of issues and problems. So the sixth house is maybe the most, when it comes to responsibilities, the most challenging house. The second house is about on the deepest level, about your family lineage, like down the line, not just here, your niece and nephews, but a whole chain of father of the father of the father of the father of the father of your father, and going on. And the history that you're born within your DNA, how deep it goes and how far it goes, this lineage of you can call it karma, or just we bring stuff in our life even from before we are born, and you can explain it in any scientific, non-scientific, or philosophical way you want, that you're not knowledgeable about. But this is the second house, is this, and your responsibility to that, how you're going to deal with that. And with then on the same level, but in another direction, it is how you take care of yourself, with literally the food that you eat, and the other important cositas, things you need in your life, to nutritions you need in your life, and everything to keep you safe and your well-being. So it's not just food, it's like the environment that you're in. Is it safe? Do you have enough heating or coverage? These are very basic things. And now I'm talking about the outward stuff, like how much can you store in your house, how much you think you need to feel safe and secure. That's another thing, how you feel safe. So this is your safety, your feeling of safety, and what can you do. And this is about the material stuff, but what is the energy that you have, the responsible you have for your own energy. How much do you have every day to spare of your energy? Are you someone that is like, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and then crash for 1 week? Or are you somebody that says every day, today, I can do that, and I always need to sleep 10 hours, and then, or you go in a peak from the morning till 3 and then you crash? How is your energy? And you have to take your responsibility and find out how your energy works. Are you like a sprinter, or are you a marathon person? You go all the time in this steady pace, but you keep on going, or you want to, and then need to rest and recover. And what do you need for your energy? How do you give yourself the rest and the nutritions? Your responsibility for that. So your own well-being, your energy, your resources, your own self-esteem. Yes. How are you dealing? How are you understanding? How are you getting to know yourself when it comes to your self-worth? That's also our own responsibility. So everything about that. So what I just discussed is the second house. So that's a lot, but it all comes to this one big one. I wish my Mercury was better, the way of communicating. I'm so bad in details, always seeing the bigger picture. And when I have to find the words for explaining things in detail, I really suck. So excuse me when I always see it in my mind and I don't get the words. Anyway, it's all about self-care, and it's your responsibility. Then the sixth house. This is more maybe you need to take care of yourself, and then it goes more in problems, of daily life. And problems is anything. It is your job that we have to pay the bills. Can be a job that you don't like, that you like, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it pays your bills, or that you can buy your food, or that you can whatever, go on vacation, that you solve a problem that you need. So this is also your daily chores, like putting outside the garbage, having to deal with the house, and that this needs to be fixed or just cleaned, cleaning the house, doing the daily things you need to do every day. So I mean, when I say problems, it doesn't mean like, it doesn't have to be like this immense, insanely big issues. It can just be, oh my God, yeah, the dishes. I didn't do the dishes this morning. I have to do them tonight. Or if you don't have a dishwasher like me, yeah, I'm one of these persons that don't have a dishwasher. I don't need it. So it's also about health, because however you look at it, our health is an issue. Can be a problem. It's not a problem as long as you don't have problems. But most of the time, if you don't take care of your health, especially when we are not 20 anymore or 10, or we age and we are like regressing, it is an issue you have to deal with. You have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility again for, it's like if you don't clean your house for a long time, and you don't make room and to have some like space in your house, even if you are a person that keeps everything, which is possible, if this is in your chart that you tend to keep everything that you come across, you sometimes need to create space. And that's the same with your health. Everybody is different. This is why I'm talking about it, this in astrology, and you can really see it if you have a lot of planets also in the 6th house. This is a main issue in your life, and it just depends again on how what are the planets and what are the signs. But it means you have a huge responsibility for that. Can mean that you have a lot of health issues, or issues with your jobs, or conflicts with your job, or with colleagues in your job, or with your own health issues, or even yeah, that's a little step too far. It can go, forget about it. So it is also the house of poverty, meaning like in the old days, slavery. It is that you, in the worst case scenario, are a slave to society, which we, in a way still are. Of course, we get, they take very good care, well, better care of their slaves here in the Western than if you ask me. That has been in, many years ago, in the slavery, how it used to be, which still exists, of course, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say. So if you have planets there, like I have, well, one is invisible. I have Mars there and Uranus, but that's an invisible one. And so how do you deal with these things? So it can be that you are like you're the victim of your health. You have a lot of issues with your health, dealing with a lot of health issues, or dealing with difficulties to, take care of your daily chores, and taking care of your own house, your own business, your own bills. Or it can become that you're a person that helps people with issues like this, or that you're just very good with your health and very good with dealing with the chores of daily life. Like you're the person that always puts aside the health and always does the dishes, because you're just, your chart says you're good at that. And then you have the 10th house. The 10th house is the modern explanation is your career, but it's more like your true devotion, your That is your what you're seen for, what you're known for, how you're being viewed is like your how people know you in society is your image. Um, and if you want to address it as a career, it is that what you truly want to do in life and be known for. I also have a planet there, Jupiter, and it's a big difference. So there it's like you have like also, if it is your image and what you're known for and what you want to be known for, it's a responsibility towards society. Can be, you know, just again like just like this small little light candle burning for a small community, or you can be like a big one, the light of the world, or the light of the light, or the light of the darkness. This is what you're known for. So again, it's about career, it's about how you stand out in the world, and this is always a responsibility, because how society or people see you with what you do, with what is your image, how you come across, like not that they know you intimate, but like on a billboard. And this billboard can, you know, you can reduce this to anything smaller in your life, like the guy or the gal that's known in the village or in the street for what they're doing. That's the 10th house. So if you have planets there, we grow spiritually, just growing as a human to become more us, and to be in line with who we are. We grow through learning about this, through learning about these responsibilities in our life. And maybe if you have this, if you have a lot of planets in these areas of your life, maybe you're and you're considering like, I want to go to an ashram in India and stay there, you know, 2 years. That probably is not your way of growth. Um, I mean, you can do it as a holiday, of course, and it's nice, but not as like saying I'm going to dedicate a big part of my life to that, because I believe that will make me, I want to grow in a spiritual way, like all these yogis are doing, or spiritual seekers are doing, and they're going to the Himalaya and they're staying as a monk and withdrawing themselves from society. If you have 2, 6, and 10 planets in these houses, you're meant to participate in society and carry your responsibilities of living in this society where you were born or where you moved to, where life took you, and deal with these things, like, you know, taking care of yourself and your resources, like nobody else will do it for you. Damn it, I have to do it. And then, of course, it depends on how healthy these places are. Again, I repeat myself when I say healthy, doesn't mean the other, if it that it's unhealthy or healthy, it's just a way of communicating. Because even if this house looks like trashed and like not healthy, I'm not good, this is your gift in this life. There are some great teachers in the world that have very trashed, difficult charts, who really through that became like enlightened in their life. So, you know, everything has a reason. If this 2nd, 6th, and 10th house, which are the houses of responsibility, not turning away from them, having to deal with matter and the daily stuff and your responsibilities that I keep repeating, but it is like that. Then if the planet is again the sun or the moon, then it's very important again. Like I repeat, the sun is all about what you're here to give from your soul, from your true essence, from the light within that wants to give, give, give. It's very important in this life for you. It's actually, no, of course, you have to see the whole chart, but your sun is, I believe, the most important thing in the chart. But you cannot only see where your sun is, because then it's been, like what is your sun sign? Yeah, that only doesn't say nothing. It says that, the half of the pinky. If it is Jupiter, again, very, very, very sattvic, meaning coming from a pure place. So if it is like the sun, moon, and Jupiter, or Jupiter in these houses, you will be probably, depending again on the whole chart, more likely to really do all these responsibilities and duties with your pure being, like you're kind of you're kind of okay with it. You will not be a drag about it. You will take it. You will not be complaining maybe all the time that you always do this and always do the chores, or when it's about a social when it's about like the 10th house and a career, or like your social image, you will want to create something there that comes from your pure or essence, from your pure light, or from your deep emotional, psychological, personal personality from your deep core self, in your personality, maybe not then from the soul, from your divine essence, but more from your emotional, psychological essence, which is very important, because this is how we manifest ourselves, with all our colors and all our sense. And then you have Jupiter that really wants to spread the joy, find it within themselves. It's very pure. It wants the deep joy, that whatever really makes you blissful. And then if you have in this second, sixth, and 10th house of responsibilities, maybe you have like Venus and Mercury there, and then you will have the connotation of fulfilling your desires. Like, if is the second house is about having your needs met, like with food and enough coverage, but maybe you just really want your bank account to be like with 6 zeros or more, or with the bank accounts very soon not meaning anything anymore. So you want to have a lot of gold and silver, or maybe you want to have Bitcoin, but not the centralized one, the decentralized one. And that works great for you if you have good healthy circumstances in these houses for you. And if this is with Mercury and Venus, and if you have Mars and Saturn going on there, you will have more like responsibilities maybe there, or get more humble, or restrictions going on. And like with your food, if it's Saturn there, maybe you have restrictions when it comes to food, or it's better to eat cold food or raw food, or eliminate a lot of food. Or maybe you have to be very strict, or stay with traditional investments when it comes to money and your resources. Well, with Mars, it can be that you have more challenges coming your way, like with Saturn, always also the case. Or when it is in your 6th house, and it comes to maybe the problems with actually Mars can be very good in the sixth house, because the sixth house is about solving problems, and Mars is like warrior-like, solving the problems, but it will have the energy to tackle the problems, but it will have a lot of can have more like fierce or fire there, which is kind of nice in an area where problems needs to be solved. Also for your health, like I have Mars there in Scorpio, so if when it comes to the signs, like these houses of responsibility and maybe, you know, solving problems, when you have the signs that give the odor and the scent and the smells and the adjectives of these areas of your life, when it is Capricorn, Aquarius, Virgo, and Scorpio, yeah, it can be more solving problems, giving being the adjectives in this area. So you have the responsibility to really, it's responsibility, and it's all about not all, depending on the planets, but if you imagine you don't have any planets and you have the sign there, and then you can look at the sign and say, okay, I have Scorpio in the sixth house. Yeah, as Scorpio is all about transformation, and you can really transform by, you know, through your health. You can go through a health issues or crisis even, but or maybe through rigorously changing your diet and starting a health routine, or, you know, anything can be you start with a daily routine. It can be a sport, weightlifting or jogging or yoga or swimming, or eating more greens and adding more healthy stuff to your food and less eliminating food, more bringing health to your food, and that you completely, like, if a person sees you 1 year after, it says like, is that you? I no, you changed completely. You can really transform yourself. So you can, these houses that are responsibility houses can bring a lot of difficulties, but also a lot of strength in that area. So it can become so strong that you can help others. And when in the 10th house, you can be really like, again, you can have the image there is that people look at you like you're known for being, if it's the sun there, being a leader. If it's Jupiter there, like being benevolent. If it's Mars there, like maybe a very strong sportsman or a warrior type, kind of fiery person. Or if it's Mercury, like the good communicator, go on and go on and go on. So very interesting to find that out for yourself. And again, if you have a lot of planets in one house, this area becomes the main focus on in your life. You are here to focus on that area in your life, can make you a specialist in that area, but also can bring, is less easy for you to find other things in your life that are fulfilling, because that is the area to focus on, and there will be other areas in your life lacking, but that's how it's meant to be again. So okay, this was the second, sixth, and the eighth house, the Artha houses of responsibility. So to be continued with the third, seventh, and 11th house, the social houses and the houses of fulfilling your desires. Yay! Bye-bye. Again. Bye-bye.